Understanding what truly separates the rich from the poor delves beyond mere income differences. Wealth inequality is a multifaceted issue, deeply rooted in systemic structures, access to opportunities, and diverse socioeconomic factors. This introduction aims to highlight the significance of recognizing the mechanisms fueling economic disparity. By exploring the roles of education, employment opportunities, financial literacy, and social networks, we can better grasp why wealth gaps persist. Such understanding is crucial for formulating effective policies and practices that ensure equitable growth and prosperity, allowing every individual the potential to succeed regardless of their starting point in life. 1. Historical context of wealth inequality. Understanding the historical context of wealth inequality provides significant insight into the current socioeconomic landscape as it lays the groundwork for comprehending what truly separates the rich from the poor. Over centuries, the evolution of wealth distribution has been shaped by pivotal events, allowing us to see patterns of inequality rise and fall across different regions and eras. The concept of wealth accumulation has long roots. In agricultural societies, ownership of land equated to power and wealth, deeply influencing economic hierarchies and societal structures. Those who owned vast lands often had significant control over local economies, setting the foundation for wealth concentration. As societies transitioned into the industrial age, new forms of wealth emerged through the ownership of factories and capital goods. The shift shifted power dynamics and contributed to a growing divide between the proletariat and capitalist classes, a division Karl Marx famously critiqued. Several key historical events have further entrenched wealth disparities. The Industrial Revolution marked a turning point, fostering urbanization and creating a distinct separation between industrial capitalists and laborers. With advancements in technology and transportation, individuals and families who were able to invest in industries such as railroads, steel, or textiles often saw exponential increases in their wealth relative to others. The Great Depression of the 1930s serves as another historical blur, highlighting acute disparities. Wealth concentration contributed to economic fragility, and while the aftermath saw reforms intended to redistribute wealth such as the New Deal in the United States, these efforts had varying degrees of lasting impact. Post-World War II, the Bretton Woods system aimed for more global economic stability, even as global wealth disparities persisted and, in some places, deepened. In more recent decades, globalization and technological advancements have created a complex backdrop for wealth inequality. The digital age propels new forms of wealth through technology and innovations, resulting in some earning substantial riches in short time spans. However, access to these opportunities often remains gated, reinforcing existing disparities. The financial crisis of 2008 served as a modern reminder of the vulnerabilities inherent in concentrated wealth and power, leading to movements that highlighted growing discontent with inequality, such as the Occupy Wall Street protests. These historical trajectories underscore how wealth, power, and opportunity are inextricably linked, often crafting barriers that hinder upward mobility and perpetuate cycles of poverty. As we unravel the forces that have molded today's economic divides, we gain valuable perspectives on effective approaches to address these gaps and foster a more equitable wealth distribution. Understanding the past is crucial for crafting informed policies and establishing systems that aim to create sustainable economic inclusivity moving forward. 2. Educational opportunities. Access to quality education stands as one of the most crucial determinants in the division between the rich and the poor. Education serves as the foundation upon which individuals can build both their personal and professional lives. It opens doors to opportunities that enable individuals to climb the socioeconomic ladder. For many, access to quality education is linked to their community's resources, which can drastically differ across regions. Wealthier areas often boast better-funded schools, with access to advanced facilities, experienced teachers, and a wide range of extracurricular programs. In contrast, underfunded schools in poorer communities may lack essential resources, leading to larger class sizes and limited programs, which ultimately affects the quality of education that students receive. Moreover, education plays a significant role in wealth accumulation by equipping individuals with critical skills, knowledge, and credentials that are highly valued in the job market. A strong educational background can lead to higher-paying jobs and the possibility of further educational advancement, such as attending college or university. This cycle of educational attainment and wealth accumulation is often perpetuated within affluent families, enabling subsequent generations to maintain or enhance their socioeconomic status. On the other hand, individuals from lower socioeconomic backgrounds may struggle with limited access to quality education, facing barriers such as financial constraints and inadequate schooling environments. These obstacles can hinder their ability to pursue higher education and, consequently, obtain higher-paying jobs. The disparity in educational opportunities contributes to a cycle of poverty, as those without access to quality education are less likely to break free from its constraints. 3. Economic structures and policies. Economic structures and policies wield significant power in shaping the divide between the rich and the poor. Tax policies and government regulations are pivotal factors that can either bridge or widen this disparity. For instance, progressive tax systems, where the wealthy are taxed at higher rates, can ensure a fair redistribution of wealth, providing essential social services to those in need. Conversely, regressive tax systems can exacerbate inequalities as they disproportionately impact lower-income groups. Government regulations also play a crucial role. Policies aimed at promoting fair labor practices, enforcing minimum wage laws, and ensuring affordable healthcare and education can provide lower-income individuals with the necessary resources to improve their financial status. Alternatively, lack of such regulations or deregulation often benefits large corporations and the wealthy by reducing their operational costs and increasing their profits while putting the working class at a disadvantage. Moreover, the type of economic system in place directly impacts wealth distribution. Capitalist economies, for instance, often reward innovation and entrepreneurship, potentially leading to significant wealth accumulation for individuals and businesses. However, without adequate regulatory barriers, this system can also lead to monopolistic practices and reduced opportunities for economic mobility among lower-income groups. On the other hand, socialist economies which aim to distribute wealth more evenly through state intervention may struggle with inefficiencies but can potentially lessen the wealth gap by providing equal access to resources. Ultimately, the interplay between economic structures and policies aligns closely with broader socio-political objectives. Tailoring these factors to promote inclusivity and fairness can help tackle the root causes of the economic divide, thus enabling a more equitable society. Both policymakers and stakeholders must recognize that economic structures are not static and require continuous evaluation and adjustment to effectively address and mitigate disparities between the rich and the poor. 4. Financial literacy and management. Financial literacy and management are critical components that distinguish the financially affluent from those less fortunate. Understanding the intricacies of financial education is essential for wealth building, as it empowers individuals to make informed financial decisions, manage their money effectively, and plan for future financial success. The rich often receive a comprehensive financial education that equips them with the knowledge of budgeting, saving, investing, and understanding complex financial instruments. This education is usually acquired through formal schooling, family guidance, or personal initiative, culminating in a keen ability to grow and protect wealth. One significant differentiator in financial habits is the strategic approach towards savings and investments. The affluent often view savings as the seed for investment, using saved funds not merely as a safety net but as an active tool to generate more wealth. They tend to diversify their investment portfolios across a wide array of asset classes, including stocks, real estate, and mutual funds, minimizing risk and maximizing potential returns. In contrast, those with less financial literacy may engage in risky investments without adequate knowledge or fail to invest altogether due to a preference for liquidity or consumption. Moreover, the rich are characterized by their long-term financial planning and disciplined financial management. They understand the significance of setting clear financial goals and creating a roadmap to achieve them. These goals often include retirement planning, establishing trust funds, or philanthropic endeavors, ensuring that wealth is not only accumulated but also preserved and transferred across generations. A disciplined approach towards monitoring expenditures and consistently reevaluating financial strategies further bolsters their financial health. 5. Inheritance and intergenerational wealth. Inherited wealth plays a crucial role in perpetuating inequality, often serving as a significant factor in the widening economic gap between the rich and the poor. The legacy of wealth passed down through generations ensures that financial resources are not only preserved but often magnified over time. This safety net allows the wealthy to maintain their social status, access better educational opportunities, and invest in lucrative ventures, thus compounding their wealth. In contrast, those without inherited wealth can find themselves trapped in a cycle of limited income and opportunity, making it challenging to ascend economically. Wealth mobility, or the ability of individuals to move up or down the economic ladder, looks markedly different when comparing generations. While stories of self-made individuals who climb from rags to riches inspire hope, they represent a small fraction of the overall picture. Studies often reveal that those born into wealthy families are more likely to remain affluent, whereas individuals from low-income backgrounds struggle to overcome systemic barriers. These barriers include unequal access to high-quality education, professional networks, and capital for investments. The transmission of wealth extends beyond mere financial assets. It often includes a transfer of knowledge, social capital, and life advantages that are not readily available to the lower economic classes. Wealthy families can afford to inculcate their children with the benefits of a stable home, enriching experiences, and the luxury of taking calculated financial risks. This transfer of advantages keeps the cycle of wealth inequality intact, affecting the social and economic fabric of societies. Addressing the disparities caused by inherited wealth requires comprehensive policy interventions, such as progressive taxation and increased access to quality education for all socioeconomic groups. Without such measures, the division between the rich and the poor may continue to expand, hampering efforts toward a more equitable society. 6. Social capital and networking. Social capital and networking play pivotal roles in defining the disparities between the rich and the poor. The influence of social connections and networks extends far beyond mere acquaintances. They serve as crucial conduits for opportunities, resources, and crucial information. For wealthy individuals, social capital acts as a foundation, enabling them to not only access information that leads to profitable undertakings, but also to garner support that can mitigate risks. The networks of the affluent typically consist of like-minded individuals, industry leaders, and influential contacts, creating a synergistic environment whereby the flow of high-value opportunities and exclusive insights is a regular occurrence. Moreover, the relationships and connections established by the rich contribute significantly to wealth accumulation. These networks facilitate the exchange of ideas, encourage collaborative ventures, and often provide pathways into elite circles where lucrative deals are brokered. The rich leverage their social capital to navigate legal, financial, and political landscapes effectively, often procuring deals that remain inaccessible to those without such connections. The ability to influence decision-makers and align with powerful allies inherently positions the wealthy to capitalize on opportunities that further widen the economic divide. In contrast, individuals with limited social capital often find themselves restricted in various ways. Access to high-level professional networks is usually impeded by socioeconomic barriers, resulting in fewer opportunities for upward mobility. The lack of influential social connections often means reduced access to critical information and opportunities that could catalyze financial growth. Consequently, while talent and hard work can contribute to success, the absence of effective networks can place considerable limits on wealth accumulation and economic progress. Ultimately, the ability to cultivate meaningful social relationships and networks is a significant determinant of economic success. The rich maintain, expand, and exploit their networks in strategic ways that perpetuate their wealth, illustrating that social capital is as important as financial capital in the modern economy. 7. Cultural attitudes towards wealth. Cultural attitudes towards wealth can significantly influence the perceived divide between the rich and the poor. Societal perceptions and biases regarding wealth often dictate how individuals view financial success and determine the social norms around money. Many cultures exhibit a complex relationship with wealth, where affluence is both admired and envied. Often, popular cultural narratives paint wealthy individuals as models of success, suggesting that financial prosperity is the ultimate indicator of achievement. This narrative can lead to a belief that personal worth is inherently tied to financial standing, creating pressure to conform to these ideals. In contrast, there are cultures or subgroups within societies that harbor skepticism towards the wealthy, sometimes viewing them with distrust or disdain. This sentiment can stem from historical or contemporary inequalities, where the accumulation of wealth is seen as a product of exploitation or unfair advantage. Such perceptions can influence social cohesion, potentially fostering divisions between economic classes. Cultural narratives surrounding money also shape attitudes towards poverty. In some societies, Poverty is often stigmatized, with individuals facing financial hardship sometimes viewed as lacking initiative or ambition, regardless of the structural barriers they may face. On the other hand, certain cultural perspectives may esteem humble living, seeing virtue in simplicity and cautioning against the moral pitfalls associated with excessive wealth. These nuanced cultural attitudes towards wealth and poverty can perpetuate stereotypes and biases that cloud the understanding of economic disparity. They contribute to the myth of the meritocracy, where wealth is always the result of hard work and talent, ignoring systemic factors and inequalities that play a crucial role. Addressing these deep-seated perceptions is essential for creating a more equitable society that values economic diversity and understands the complex dynamics that truly separate the rich from the poor. In analyzing what truly separates the rich from the poor, it becomes evident that a multifaceted interplay of factors is at work. From inherited wealth and social capital to cultural attitudes, the dynamics of economic disparity extend beyond mere financial differences. The privileges associated with affluence often create a self-reinforcing cycle that advantages the wealthy, providing them with better opportunities and access to resources. Meanwhile, those without these advantages face systemic barriers that hinder upward mobility. To bridge this divide, it is imperative to address these fundamental issues through policy, social reform, and a reevaluation of cultural narratives. By fostering a more inclusive and equitable society, we can ensure that success is attainable for all, irrespective of one's socioeconomic background.